Welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time we made our final preparations before heading to the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny, and now we're not going to waste any time. Let's get going. Once you start this chapter, there is a series of battles before you can return to the Somniel. We are as ready as we've ever been. That chapter title is not ominous at all. No, not at all.
Oh, the snow's really coming down out there.
Yeah, the cathedral always gets hit harder than anywhere else, huh?
And Ivy's late. We've been waiting here for ages. What if she never comes? Maybe things went bad at Brodia Castle and she didn't survive.
No way! Princess Ivy can handle herself.
Thanks, Rosado. You're sweet. Ugh, why is this happening anyway? Ever since Lord Sombron was released, Father's been acting weird. He used to be so kind to me. But since they came into the picture, it's like I hardly exist.
You mean the ones who showed up at Elugia Castle with Lord Sombron?
Yeah, that kid with the hood and the 4 weirdos who follow her around. Father probably only likes them because they brought him so many rings. I thought if I could get him some, he might praise me like he used to. Look how that turned out.
I'm sorry, Hortensia.
It's not your fault. What happened at the Grand Crossing, that was all me. I don't have any clue what Father's up to. I don't know why he wants the rings or what this ritual's about. I'm totally in the dark.
Hortensia, pardon me for interrupting.
Hey, Gold Mary.
King Hyacinth has asked you to join him at the altar. And he wants you to have this.
An emblem ring?
So he did that for her, but not Ivy, huh?
Whoa, the king gave you another one, huh?
He said you should wear it and prepare yourself for battle.
That must mean the Divine Dragon is coming. Good. I'll get some answers about what happened at Brodia Castle. Let's go, you two.
We've arrived. Destinia Cathedral.
I just noticed this place looks a lot like Notre Dame except with a couple of extra towers, and that's sad given what happened to that place a few years ago.
Vale's directions really did help.
Again, not suspicious at all that she just happened to know the direction here.
Let's head inside, quickly.
Hold on a moment.
What is it, Marth?
I sense the Fell Dragon's presence. He's waiting for us inside the cathedral. We're not ready to fight him. If the ritual has been completed, we should retreat. And even if it hasn't, I think we had best escape at the first sign of danger.
You mean leave King Morion behind?
I'm worried about all this. We shouldn't stay any longer than we have to. Whatever we do, we must avoid a direct encounter with the Fell Dragon.
It'll be all right. Princess Ivy said that Sombron can hardly move, remember? Plus, we have half of the emblem rings. Even if they had the rest, we'd be evenly matched.
Still, evenly matched is scary given how much more powerful the emblem rings make us.
It is true that with the allies we've gained, we are formidable. But I urge you, as our leader, do not fall prey to overconfidence.
Perhaps I am being too bold. Still, despite everything we're facing, I'm calm. I think it's because you're here, Marth.
Me?
With you and the other emblems supporting us, we're all feeling more courageous. I hope you'll always stay with us.
We are not going anywhere. We will remain by your side until the end of this journey.
Thank you.
That's sort of what I was saying.
Now, is everyone ready? It's time to put a stop to this ritual and bring King Morion home.
About how Marth is one of the only emblems with a really significant story role, it's just scenes like that. Kind of weird that we just had a cut to, like, the other Brodian royals being there with us and it was only, like, one line from Aaliyah. Also, we're starting to see why I like Hortensia so much, even though I do feel like her scene there was a little bit tell don't show, but still, we get much more of a feel for her character now and why she attacked us at the crossing. And speaking of Hortensia...
I bid you welcome to Destinia Cathedral. We're so happy to greet you, loathsome divine dragon.
Spare us your lies!
Alas, your presence indicates that Ivy lost her battle. A predictable outcome, of course. You don't appear to have taken her captive. I assume her body has been left for the birds.
You mean my sister is dead?
Where have you hidden King Morion?
All will be known in due time.
Tell us now!
Look, over there! There's someone beside the altar!
Can it be?
Tiamat, its father, he's alive! Don't worry, Father. We're here to save you. Something's wrong. Father!
He's been...
It appears you were a few moments too late. As you can see, the ritual has been carried out.
Hyacinth! You bastard!
We have to leave at once. Call a retreat without delay.
We can't!
King Morion is beyond our aid.
What do you mean? You would have us leave our own father behind? I cannot! I will not abandon him here! The only option is to fight Hyacinth. I won't flee after what he has done!
Diamant. Ulchrist.
Foolish, but I'm not a bit surprised.
The doors!
Yes, we're trapped within.
This grand cathedral will serve as your grave. Thanks to your impetuousness, you brought the rings unto my very hand.
Hyacinth! You?
You're a monster. That's our father!
You're going to pay for this.
Here and now!
So be it, Hyacinth. Now we fight!
So... that scene showed us that we've got 3 bosses to deal with in this map. Our first is, well, not this Illusion Soldier, but they kinda may as well be. No, our first is Hortensia herself. She's back, and now she's bringing with her the Ring of the Instructor. This gives her Lewin, Effective Dragon. Remember that? I might have forgotten about that in my first playthrough, and Aaliyah got horribly mauled. One thing to also note about Lewin is when it says raises damage based on user's speed, it's an outright +1 to damage for every 3 speed. And I want to say this ignores defense as well, so it's like you straight up do that much extra damage in combat. So basically, even though it says physical attack 21, it should be doing 5 extra damage. Because 5 times 3 is 15, that'd be the closest multiple of 3 to 16. Also, she has Divine Pulse, which has a 30% chance to turn a missed attack into a hit. Mentorship, which, well, doesn't matter. And Instruct, which I feel like she prefers attacking over using this. This is essentially the rally skills from earlier Fire Emblem games. It's an area effect buff, but for her it's resistance, which I guess helps those Armor Knights. She also has Elfire, and her stats are actually yeah, in fact, her stats are significantly strong, and she's packing even more HP than before. Like, look at that, she has a +10 from her emblem. Yeah, her strength is not the best, but still, Lewin is quite strong. And it's buffed a little bit by her speed, but in particular, she has freeze. Remember when I said that a headlong rush is really important to have before this chapter? Well, this is one of the reasons why. The other is in chapter 11. She's also surrounded by some soldiers who, usually they will all charge in together. It can be quite tricky to break her formation. She also has, I consider these two more mini-bosses than actual bosses, Gold Mary again, and she's got a smash weapon now, so you'll always be striking her first, and she's a little slower, and also Rosado, who... Rosado is actually very scary, as he's packing a killer axe, but that plus Stunning Smile, let's just say I tried to attack him with Alchrist in my first playthrough and it didn't go well at all. Also, yes, this door, it says destructible, but we kind of need to get through Hortensia and her group before we can even think about going through there. But from here, we have a Key Adept to shield, 2 Sword Fighters for chain attacks, and Corrupted Morion. Or, as I like to call him, and this is the only time we're making this joke because this, ultimately, I do like the way the game handles this, especially for Diamant and Alchrist reactions, but... King Giant Ham, not a villain, the second. And he has Stalwart, even though it doesn't really do anything because he's a hero, not like a general, so I don't really think there's even anything effective against heroes. But this does mean he's a backup attacker with a Tomahawk, and he has 2 health bars, a lot of defense, a lot of HP. He can be quite dangerous. We also have another Key Adept up here, along with 2 mages, and... the thing that I really like about Hyacinth is that this is one of the rare times in Fire Emblem that the king of the quote-unquote enemy nation is not either a magic user or an armored unit. He's actually a martial master. So he's a Key Adept and also a brawler. I really love that. But due to the Ring of the Lady of the Plains, he also has access to the Killer Bow, which I definitely think has had its crit rate nerfed from the version that's available to you, potentially, if we were to recover the ring. The Mani Kati, a drawable Master Seal, that's probably going to go to Anna, because she kind of needs to be a Radiant Bow Warrior soon. And through Lyn, he has... I mean, we're not supposed to know it's Lyn yet, but if you've played Heroes, or if you know earlier Fire Emblem games, it's obvious this is Lyn. He gets Alacrity Plus, so if he has 7 or more speed than you, he will get to do both of his attacks, or all 4 of his attacks with his martial arts, before you get to counterattack at all. Call doubles, which is interesting. We'll see how that works eventually, and we'll also see how this works eventually. Astra Storm. Up to range 10, guaranteed break, but from that far away, break usually doesn't matter. Yeah, that's 5 bow attacks on you. Essentially, Hyacinth is a living ballista. So your flyers need to be very, very careful of that. But we're not going to worry about that just yet. For the moment, we need to deal with these guys. I do like how we've got both an Armor Knight and, like, a Sword Fighter here. Great shades of Fire Emblem 7 enemies, though they're using a lot of steel weapons and being weighed down. Yeah, so you have 2 flyers here, so Etier can be helpful here because she's not going to be affected by Stunning Smile. But okay, in that case, Alchrist is definitely going in this direction. However, I also need either a mage or an armor-slaying unit, and that's going to be Lapis, because, you know, Lapis and Alchrist, I want to keep them together as much as possible. And then as far as my magic users go, yeah, Jean and Clan, who I have. So, Clan can kind of be anywhere that he wants to be. Whereas, Jean, actually so can Jean, thanks to the rewarp staff. I mean, I could do like a giant rewarp mega destruction attack up here, which honestly sounds tempting. But I want to probably deal with the mini-boss retainers first. I do believe that reinforcements also do come from like the sides at some point too. In fact, I think just in case I need like another female like evade tank against Rosado, I'll put Yunaka over that way. And so, now, Emblem Rings. Here we go. I think I'm going to keep Roy with Lapis. It feels wrong not to have Aaliyah with Marth in this map.
Marth, right.
I think I will still go with Sigurd with Louis. You're going to keep Micaiah. Admittedly, Amber does kind of like Vantage. This is not the best, but I think I will go for it, just because I don't want to waste a Bond 10. I think Roy would be objectively better for Amber right now, but he's Bond 10 with Lapis, and I really need all the Bond 10s I can get in this chapter.
Leap to battle!
Now, unit selection, I have exactly enough slots to bring everybody that I want to bring for this chapter, but something to bear in mind. Not only are chapters 10 and 11 back-to-back, but you also have the same roster for both of them, and you can't even, like, undeploy anybody in Chapter 11. This means any weaklings you bring to Chapter 10 you'll be forced to babysit them in the next map. I did successfully do this with Anaron Maddening, but I don't really recommend it if you're new to the game, so definitely only bring the best of the best to Chapter 10. And now, let's do this.
Father, it's me. It's your son.
Isn't there some way we can change him back? There's nothing we can do. The king you knew is gone.
No. We have to end this.
What are you saying, brother?
You think Father would want to live like this? As this abomination fighting for Hyacinth? We have to let him die as the proud nobleman he was. As the king of Brodia.
I don't know if I can do this.
We must. We will free King Morion's soul and take down Hyacinth.
Anytime.
Emblem, engage!
Who's next?
Yes.
Whatever you need.
I didn't want to talk over that part. As always, I'm a sucker for a dramatic battle theme, rearranging the main theme of the game. But yeah, we have this mage cannon here that we just got a tutorial for. So, if you have a strong flyer like Chloe, who has Canter, what I like to do is have them go up here, donk this guy on turn 1 with a javelin, and then canter away. And then you don't have to deal with this mage cannon at all. But I don't think I will have that luxury, and I don't want to warp Clan in now, because he was going to get mobbed by all of these things, and also Hortensia. So instead I'm going to hold off a little bit. Also, make sure that only female units are in range of Rosado if you plan on using these pillars to tank him. They tank him, that is. Rosado is by far public enemy number 1 at the start of this map. Once he's down, things get a little bit better. But okay then, let's go Louis engage now.
Won't you join me?
Because Louis, I want Louis to take out this guy right here, and he should be able to do it with the Gritlance. I could have used Override to guarantee a hit. I kind of want to save that for a little later. Okay, that thing is gone.
My apologies.
Things again. My apologies for that. And I could canter out of range of Goldmarie if I wanted to, but right now I do want to. I can go a little further forward. So my idea behind this is now Jean can take out this Armor Knight, and he only has to deal with one Myrmidon. Although, granted, he can also canter out of the way, so don't even really need to worry about the Myrmidon hitting him.
I need to be more diligent.
And even though Jean is fairly effective against the armored enemies, I do want to keep his health as high as possible because I'm going to need him a little too close to the front lines for comfort later.
As your steward.
So I'm going to need your warp later.
You got it.
And I'll hold off on Leaf's engage for now because there aren't any enemies in range.
All right.
I think Alira's going to go this way. Actually, yeah, Diamant, his Levin sword can be quite helpful against the armors in this direction, and then I'll send Anna this way, so I have another backup unit over here. Let's get out of range of the mage cannon just yet. Or at least, for now, I should say. Now, watch carefully the order of operations here. even though I have a smash weapon, I attacked between his two attacks. This is kind of proof that smash weapons work with advantage.
I must insist now. Please die.
And I must insist, once again, I can't perish right now. But yeah, they only have the strike last effect on the player phase. Now, Goldberry could crit here, but that would do 27 damage, and I have 37 health, so I'm pretty fine with that. I was about to say I'm also fine with getting smashed here, but I mean, a lot of people are probably fine with getting smashed by Goldberry, to be honest. Now, here is the question.
How dare you make Hortensia sad?
Please don't crit right now. But this line just reminds me of, like, it was either board or cord. You're supposed to not be able to tell the difference. In New Mystery of the Emblem, their entire rationale for joining your army is just, Marv, if you were to die, Lady Sheeta would cry. Again, don't crit, please. Thank you. Okay, that's good. Now I can take him out with Alchrist, and that threat is over. Rosado definitely crit and killed somebody in my first playthrough, so I have traumatic flashbacks of him here. Which means I'm going to very much relish in doing... Hang on, though. I want Alchrist to occupy that terrain. So instead, Yunaka's going to run in. Yunaka is going to dagger. Can't say dagger 3 times because she's only daggering twice. This guy. Actually, no, that was a girl. Pretty sure. And then you can go here, and like I said, I'm going to take very much satisfaction in. So yeah, Steel Bow. Even though he has Stalwart, he's going to be taking a lot of damage from this. On Maddening, he should be immune to effectiveness, so this won't really help. But Radiant Bow. Only 24 magic attack, right? Well, 36 base damage.
Here!
Now I've done it. You took me out just like Princess Ivy, huh?
Well, Ivy's not dead, but I doubt you'd believe us at this point. And this is but a taste of the terror that the Radiant Bow will unleash. Also got a Killer Axe, which I might be able to give to Anna, I guess, and I don't think I need this Iron Bow. Alchrist usually, either Alchrist is doubling, or he's fighting something that he only needs to hit once, so I don't really care about him losing that much speed. I suppose I have enough healers I can take that. I like having a lower weight option that has a little bit of power. Actually, technically speaking, that Iron Axe is objectively worse than the Combat Axe, so, yeah, no, there's no reason not to have her drop the Iron Axe. Probably should have realized that a little sooner than, you know, the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny, but still. Oh, right, you also had a Hand Axe. Should be paying more attention to that, because this is the point where the game stops holding back.
Ready.
At least on this mode. On Maddening, it stopped holding back a lot earlier, but you are going to use your, yeah, I actually just straight up got rid of Lapis's Voodoo, just because, yeah, I just feel like it was a little extra speed, but she doesn't really, but it was a bit too weak even when it was critting. Okay, that strength is good. Strength is very good. She doesn't gain strength that often, but I will very much take it when she does. And still, I'm not going to warp in just yet, and this right here is what I saved Override for. I want to use Override to make sure this Reinforcement Thief dies, so I don't have to worry about him going for the chests. Because I don't know if I would have had perfect accuracy otherwise. I also get a Steel Dagger off of him, which might be useful for Yunaka if I forge that up a bit. Okay. Right, now, here's the thing. If I put Louis here, he is in freeze range of Hortensia, which means that she's going to use it, and that means it's going to provoke Hortensia's entire squad. And, because, like, she doesn't move... Actually, no, I'm not in freeze range of Hortensia just yet. Right, I canted in the wrong direction. That's probably fine, because that means that I can take out these two. Don't really like the fact that... Can I beat you with my bare hands? Well, I have less accuracy, so there's no real reason not to do this. It's just... I like art conceptually.
I had to stop.
I do think they're one of the few weapon types that I feel Three Houses did better. I mean, I could put you there if only Aaliyah could chain attack, but this does mean that some of my mages might be able to get Divinely Inspiring. So I can do this, and actually finish you with Divinely Inspiring. Although as much as I like Clan, in this playthrough. Yeah, I have to finish this with Clan. I've been doing a lot of damage with Thunder here, but I don't really need it, so let's go for just the Fire. Also, we get the +10 accuracy from Clan's personal skill. I probably should be using this more, considering how good my Clan is.
I mustn't add to Hortensia's grief. I'm much too precious to her.
I do like how we're getting to see just how much these rotators care for Hortensia. Energy drop, huh? Maybe I ought to use that mid-chapter for something, but I often like to make careful consideration on who I give that to. Sometimes you need vulneraries. And then I might need Wind to take down Hortensia. Well, I mean, I can always get the energy drop out of Aaliyah's convoy, so that's probably fine that I don't use that just yet. I really don't want to have to... Okay, how in danger is everybody? I don't think anybody's in danger enough for me to use... The question is, though, I probably will need Jaune fighting next turn, so if anything, now probably is the time to go for, I need Amber close as well. Yeah, if anything, now probably is the time to go for Great Sacrifice, although that will reduce Jaune to 1 HP, and I might need him to be healthy next turn. A lot of considerations to make here, but I also need to, like, one of the main reasons why I gave Jaune Canter is that Canter plus Staves is also pretty amazing, and it also means that with an Obstruct Staff, any Staff user with Canter effectively has access to 2 free movement whenever they need it. I almost wonder if I want to do that, because I kind of do want to provoke them, honestly. Because I'd very much like to mob them next turn. If I do this, though, I'm not sure what Hortensia is going to do. In fact, though, they might even not get provoked. I'm pretty sure they only start moving if Hortensia does. Okay, there's the Mage Cannon going off. And Amber does not like magic, typically, so that's going to hurt him a bit. Yeah, as I thought. So, I believe Hortensia using her Free Staff, though, does count as Hortensia moving. See, here, Hortensia isn't going to actually move and attack Louis with her magic, which is a good thing, because if she did, then bad stuff would happen. I suppose I can probably vaguely justify Actually, no, if Louis goes there, then he'll be hit by the Mage Cannon. Oh, and that's a hammer, so obviously Louis can't. I was thinking, like, oh, I could do that, and then... Actually, no, if I canter back 2 spaces, the hammer can't get him. Because I'm thinking that maybe I can justify a rewind here, because I'm not 100% sure how Hortensia's movement AI works. Like, she could easily break this and use Elfire on Louis for all I know. But if she just uses Freeze now, I honestly think I'm fine. I kind of want to attempt... This might not work, because I could miss one of these. And I don't think Canter's like 2 movement. It's a fixed 2 movement, so I don't think it's like slowed by terrain. Though I don't even think killers slow you anyway. Well, okay, didn't kill anyway. It is slowed by terrain. Okay, but I can still not get out of hammer range. Does the hammer double me? No, you have, because you have 0 speed. Right, that is potentially problematic though. Looks like, yeah, the movement is slowed by terrain. Well, I guess that's one way to find out about that. So, again, I don't think Louis is gonna die to that. And there are no chain attackers up here. So and the Mage Cannon is not in range, right? Okay, it's just barely out of range, because then Louis probably would have died. Don't want to go too far in, obviously, because we do have that Mage Cannon still there.
Still good.
So, at this point, everybody's going to kind of cluster around here. I think Aaliyah is probably fine to expose himself to a few enemies. Just as long as he stays out of Hortensia's freeze range. Because the real trap here, and I think this is what, like, the enemies in this map are trying to go for. The real trap is that Hortensia freezes somebody, and then they're stuck in range of all of her squad, and you have no choice but to let them die. So that's my main, goal here, is to avoid that happening. And as long as, nobody who doesn't have Headlong Rush is in range, then I should be good. So yeah, if Aaliyah just hovers just out of range, I probably should go for Mass Engage to
Lend me
prepare.
your strength.
It means I'll at least get it on the enemy phase if the Pegasus Knight decides to attack me. And I could even go with Mercurius for a little more experience if they decide to do that. And again, now is the question of whether or not... well, actually, no. If only the Mage Cannon can attack Alcrest, then he should be good. Yeah, I have 14 speed even with the Steel Bow. Yeah, the thing is, I do not want the entire squad to go after this side. I wouldn't mind Hortensia going after this side, but I definitely don't want her entire squad to, because I don't really have the people here to deal with that. Because, if anything, the idea is that I don't really want them to split up either. I would very much like every enemy to go for one side, preferably the side that has most of my emblems on it. But we'll see what happens. Okay, yeah, so she is going for freeze on Louis. I do kind of like that the AI doesn't realize you have Headlong Rush, because it gives Headlong Rush a lot of value. Oh, please don't crit me. Oh, you missed entirely. Well, I'm pretty sure Louis wouldn't have died there, so that's fine. And that's nothing. 8% crit for 0 damage. It's always fun when you see things like that. And Mage Cannon is targeting Alcrest. That's a little less than half his health, but still. Hi there. Okay. Once again, we're seeing a lot of low percent crit rates. Yeah, that happened. Thankfully, that wasn't one that would kill. And that's what I was hoping you would do. Please don't also crit.
This is it.
There we go.
Dream well.
And that's, again, a lot of experience for Aaliyah. Yeah, so I believe these reinforcements spawn when you aggro Hortensia's squad. But speaking of aggro, here's the thing. Hortensia is now going to move in an attack. And that means Aaliyah needs to be very, very careful. Because obviously, yeah, Lewin with its damage boost. In fact, in general, Hortensia is surprisingly scary of an opponent. Surprisingly, a very scary opponent. So if you effectively do... Okay, so 21. I'm just thinking if I can afford to walk Clan in and destroy that. Because with 21 attack versus Clan's 9 defense, you've got like a base damage of 12. But then you do 5 more damage, I think, due to your Lewin speed bonus. So I think Clan should survive. The thing is, I've been burned by Hortensia's Lewin bonus before. Oh!
That's it for me.
She... Wait, how did she do 9... What?
This is one wound.
She had... Wait. She had 21 attack with Lewin and raises damage based on unit's speed. But, like, it's only, like... I'll need to do the calc... How did that suddenly... Because 21 minus 8, it would have had to do a lot more extra damage based on speed. Okay, right. I need you... In fact, there's no reason for me not to engage right now. There are 3 emblem tiles before the door. They really expect you to use your engages now. And then replenish them afterwards before you fight Morion and Hyacinth.
I have to keep
The interesting
everyone
thing is,
safe.
like, the objectives don't say you have to beat Hortensia, but, like, practically speaking, there's no way you're going to be winning this chapter without taking her down. I don't know, maybe not, but okay. So yeah, obviously Louis needs to get out of here, because if Hortensia reaches him now that she's aggro with Elfire, then that happens. Another reason why Hortensia is really scary is because you can't really rely on evade tanking because of Divine Pulse. I mean, Louis could do that. The question is, do I want to take this kill with Amber instead?
Awaiting orders.
Because he can do the same thing. Because, yeah, striking last in the player phase doesn't matter when the enemy wouldn't get a counterattack anyway.
Just like a hero.
And now... Yeah, Louis can just barely get out of, Hortensia range. Just need to make sure that that's the case. Although, if she can move and freeze people... Oh, also, yeah, Yunaka is in trouble.
I'll do my best.
However, Alcrest can also show the value of the Radiant Bow right now. The situation here is honestly a little problematic, but I think I can do this. So yeah, honestly, like, as much as, like, I do generally like this game's, like, character, class, and weapon balance,
I had no
but
choice
the
but
Levin
to
Sword
win.
and the Radiant Bow, I feel, are, let's just say, like, they are honestly a little bit of an issue at times.
There's work to do.
I feel like what they were going for with the Levin Sword and Radiant Bow was like, okay, most physical units don't have a lot of magic, so we should give them a lot of power to compensate. The problem is when you combine that with the triple might from getting a weakness with the Radiant Bow, then suddenly things just get way too strong, and that's without somebody who's optimized for magic like Anna. So I think if Clan donks the...
Who's next?
The Mage Cannon now, then Alchrist should be fine. Actually, no, Alchrist survives with 1 HP anyway. Yeah, so I really am wondering right now, do I even go? Because I've been burned by Lewin before, and I'm not 100% sure on exactly how its damage bonus works.
Emblem, engage!
Because it doesn't really display on the UI how much more damage she's doing due to her speed. Okay, so I go down to 19. There's a chance I just barely survive. The other problem with that, though, is that means Hortensia gets pulled down there. And honestly, see, again, do I even need to get rid of this cannon yet? Because Alchrist should be fine. It says she's going for, like, Alchrist, but I'm pretty sure that's just her free stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure he was taking 14 damage last time.
You got it.
And yeah, I do not want to put Aaliyah in Lewin range. Potentially... one... Oh, I was about to say one thing attacking Jean usually wouldn't be bad, but your crit. Crit 13. Luck 11. It's entirely possible he could get crit. Although right now, I could actually do this for the -1 damage taken. That could actually help. We're all being really cowardly and bunching ourselves up. Okay, please nobody die. You are... Okay, well, again, I do like that it gives Headlong Rush some value, but still. Okay, even if that crit, he wouldn't have died. That would have done 24. And once again, yep, just barely survives, Alchrist does. And now I think I will have Clan walk in, and unless I need Clan to finish off Hortensia, that could potentially be true. So yeah, even the Radiant Bow, oh boy, she doubles with me using the Radiant Bow. Again, Hortensia, surprisingly dangerous of a boss. Lapis does still have holdout. So she can probably afford to go in there and, like, take... In fact, right now, I probably should use, like, now is definitely the time for Great Sacrifice. There are places where Clan can go where he can donk that,
Here I go!
I believe that's a card game term for, like, one-turn kill, but, where he can donk the magic cannon and only get attacked by Hortensia's Tome and not Lewin. Because Lewin is the main thing I'm scared of.
Not about to stop here.
Because that honestly really shows another thing that I love about Engage that I was alluding to with the boss that people have said earlier, looks like Waluigi, is that, like, the boss fights in Engage are pretty much some of the first boss fights in a Fire Emblem game to me that actually feel like boss fights. Alright, I gave Lapis's Wu Dao to Diamond. But again, I do kind of want to... I don't even need to engage with Amber just yet. And goodbye.
That settles it.
Okay, a little bit more experience on Diamond, which I don't really need. Okay, I don't think I get double with the Javelin. Actually, if I'm getting healed anyway, there's not really much of a reason for me not to try and fight Hortensia. I can even use the Killer Lance to avoid being broken by Lewin, but my accuracy leaves a little to be desired there. For the Killer Lance, I'm sort of banking on a crit, which I don't think I'll get, so... Oh boy. Do I really need to do this? I'm not sure, but I'll try.
You took my sister from me! I'll never forgive you!
Again, more incredible voice performances from this chapter. Like, Diamant and Alcris voice actors in this game are, like, in this chapter alone, are incredible. Was smashing her a terrible idea? I just realized. I think that was a terrible idea. She doesn't double Amber. Or Diamants.
I'll manage.
And I can put Aaliyah between them to get that -1 damage. Oh, but that actually was a terrible idea because now she is in Lewin range of, wow, yeah, okay, I should not have used that smash weapon. I'm not going to immediately reset here. I'm not immediately going to use the time crystal because I want to see what happens. It's entirely possible that this is not going to get anyone killed. But it's also entirely possible that it will. So, let's see how this goes. Also, yes, I need Great Sacrifice now. It's going to give Clan a little more HP too, and that might be something that he desperately needs. Would you gain luck on an 85% growth this time, please? No! 3 misses of gaining luck on an 85% growth. Maybe the game is trying to tell me I should be using Mage Knight Jean. Okay, she's going for this too. Don't crit, please. Thank you! Okay, right.
Why?
Me not getting doubled there is fine, okay. And honestly, luring her over to that side is better, because I can easily deal with her like this. I feel like Aaliyah probably gets special boss dialogue, so I can try that.
Here goes.
To take out her first health bar that way. Okay, don't quite do enough. Although, if I go in with another backup unit first, I don't even have to attack. Because now, I mean, of course, the backup attack has to hit, obviously.
You! Dragon! You're the one who killed my sister, aren't you?
No, Ivy is alive.
Then where is she? If she's alive, prove it!
I don't know where she is.
See? I knew it! You're lying! I'm gonna make you pay for what you did!
My turn.
And, of course, that attack did miss. But I have Canter. Okay, that was a well-timed experience tile. What's the best hit rate that I have here? It's the Iron Lance, and this is basically guaranteed. I know that I die if I miss if I get that 1% chance of missing, but there we go, the chain attack worked that time. Good, okay, so now she's down to her next health bar, and you can canter away, and I think now is probably a good time to use quadruple hit. Yes, that will finish this, guaranteed.
This is my fight. Take it!
Oh, I lost. Why do I always lose? Well, I won't let you kill me.
Not quite enough to level up, but we get a freeze staff, which in fact I might even be able to start using right now. So you know what, let's actually grab that freeze staff. I haven't really needed to use L-Surge yet. And let's do a multi-mend. Didn't quite heal Jean back up as much as I would like, but now he can canter over here and not get the engage tile effect because his engage hasn't worn off. Whoops, okay. Well, at least I can start on these chests. Draco Shield, that gives +2 defense, so Aaliyah can always pull that out of the convoy later if he needs it. Oh, and hey, I can actually do the normal thief duty of opening chests. Hellfire. Same thing that Hortensia was using on us. And, okay, Lapis can take this engage energy. And now we do need to either destroy that gate or use Yunaka. I don't know, I do want Anna to be as close as possible. Though not too close. So there's a thing that can happen with Anna in this chapter if you're not careful. It's not like it's exactly bad gameplay-wise. It's more that it creates horrible, horrible mood whiplash. So yeah.
Be careful.
And okay, like I was saying, you're all fully healed.
You got it.
I should be able to very easily smash down this door with my, it's a 50 HP door, but I have some very strong attackers, so this door will not last long. In fact, let's have Diamant break it with his Levin sword, because I believe that was exactly enough damage, too.
With that emblem at his side, King Hyacinth will be able to fire arrows from a great distance.
And remember when I said that Fire Emblem Gate has incredible boss fights? You're about to see one of my favorite boss fights in the whole game.
Let us proceed with caution.
So, this guy, like I said, is a living ballista. I generally don't like dealing with him just yet, though. I like to try and isolate Morion and take him down first, because having to deal with both that and Hyacinth at the same time is going to end really, really badly. And Morion usually rushes you at the start here. I also find that Hyacinth doesn't always use his engage attack when you would expect him to. You need to be a little closer than what his range actually says, but I could end up being horribly wrong about that, we'll see. But I typically don't see him using Astra Storm when you're right at the very edge of his range. Also, yes, technically Clan can fire that now, but, or apparently he can't. No enemies in range. Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's the reason. I do like they don't even let you even try to fire in that case. So yeah, it says that he's going to do 20 damage with Astra Storm. In practice, he does not always use it until you're until you're a lot closer. 20 damage will put you down to 16. You have a base attack of 9 of that, and she should be fine, and in fact, I probably should be starting to engage now, because I think I will need this against Morion. Because I like to bait this group early. Again, there's no real reason not to use the Iron Blade on the enemy phase. Okay, let's see what they do. Yeah, so here comes Morion. But you may notice that Hyacinth did not actually use Astra Storm, even though it said he was in range. And more reinforcements. Thankfully not a lot of reinforcements, but still reinforcements nonetheless. I can override through Morion. Okay.
Emblem, engage!
Override is actually kind of effective against key adepts that are trying to chain guard, because it means that I can do this, and yeah, I'll be able to damage Morion and the key adept and stop the key adept at the same time. Amazing, riveting boss dialogue, but I mean, it's not like he could really say much else at this point. And Astra Storm should not be a threat to Louis. Yeah, it only does 5 damage. But, okay, we have well and truly started attacking Corrupted Morion, so we really do need to start... Oh, and I really do want... Oh, because Alchrist has... Like... I do need to deal with these enemies, though. Yeah, I do want to... Like, Anna going there, probably not a great idea. It's probably more effective if I have Yunaka do this.
I'll help.
I'll try and take out some of these, and then I'm going to have Alchrist go for Morion. Because what you're about to see is, in my opinion, it could possibly be one of, maybe even the best special boss dialogue in the entire series. Oh, that's with Divinely Inspiring. I was thinking that Divinely Inspiring can improve that, but I obviously don't want Clan to get caught by Morion with Thunder equipped. But I may be able to block off, like, this entire hallway and stop that from happening. We shall see, I suppose. So okay then, I can try for this. Yeah, I hate the fact that this is with Divinely Inspiring. If Aaliyah goes there, I will be able to get Divinely Inspiring on, and that is gonna break you and take out your first health bar. And here I do not want to be letting you attack first, so I won't use my smash weapon. Even the backdrop is amazing here.
Just like a hero.
Okay, speed. That's interesting. In that case, I think I will start off with this.
King Morion, you said you wanted to duel when we made it back to the castle. Remember? I wish we could have crossed swords as friends, but now we must face each other as enemies.
I did say Morion is somebody that you don't want to make an enemy of, but it turns out, wasn't quite in the circumstances we may have expected.
I had to stop you.
Yeah, that quote works really well here. I think I'm going to stay there. Oh, how fitting, another experience tile. So. Oh, he's broken, so I'm not even going to take a counterattack with this.
Father, if you have to die, let it be by my hand. This would be an unbearable burden for Diamant. So I must do this, Father. If some part of you is still in there, just thank you for everything.
I love you. I always will.
Oh, I forgot about that line, that last line. Like, I am actually on the verge of crying here. Like, that's just, these performances. And Lapis is probably going to finish him. Okay, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to make a save now. You can actually save at any time mid-battle and engage. I normally don't like doing this, but this is just in case I don't get Diamant's boss dialogue, because it's great too. It's just, I kind of feel like I have to take him out now, otherwise Hyacinth's Astrostorm plus Morion could potentially kill someone. In fact, Blazing Lion will let me destroy the Key Adept and damage Morion at the same time. Of course, it is going to set an area on fire that I probably don't want to be on fire. Unless I Blazing Lion here, I'm so sorry, Louis.
There's my opening.
Yeah, that break is not really going to mean much. Okay. You can go for Alchrist. I am a little worried about Alchrist right now. If you don't get this even in 4, you did not. Wow. At least his other stats are doing pretty well. And now you can target yourself with healing staves. But again, I'm really concerned about what Hyacinth is going to do right now. No, you decided to prioritize avoiding counters. That's good. In fact, you're now down to 1 HP, which means that... Oh, Hyacinth did it. See, again, like, Hyacinth's AI on his Astrostorm is really weird. I guess you have to be, like, directly aggroing him for him to even use it. So, okay, I'm going to save now because I want to show 2 things about the Corrupted Morion boss fight. There's the fitting way to take him down, and then there is the what you want to do if you want enormous mood whiplash. Firstly, I need to get Lapis out of the way because she'll do a chain attack, which is the source of the enormous mood whiplash. Though honestly, in fact, I think this is actually what happened in my first playthrough. I can kind of see Lapis, like, I can really picture Lapis taking the kill, like, on Morion for Alchrist, so Alchrist didn't have to do it. But anyway, this is the fitting way to beat King Morion.
This is our last sparring match, isn't it, Father? When I was a boy, you taught me the meaning of strength. You'd make light of it. But you were preparing me for when I'd have to fight my own battles. That day has come. And you prepared me well. Your life was devoted to protecting Brodia's honor. Now I take on that mantle. Was I a good son? I should have asked you that sooner. You instilled in me pride and strength. But most importantly, you gave me your love. I should have told you what that meant.
Strong of body, strong of heart.
You might have noticed there wasn't even a level up quote there. They definitely wanted to avoid mood whiplash. But they didn't quite succeed. This is the unfitting way to beat King Morion. And it involves Anna.
This is our last...
Same boss conversation.
First one, free!
And then that happens. I mean, at least it didn't actually, like, at least it missed. But I've seen a lot of online, people showing off that happening online, and, yeah, it's very much, a thing that can happen in this game. Normally, I like chain attacks on bosses. I often actively restrain myself from using them against corrupted Morion just to prevent that from happening. Boucheron is also quite liable to cause ridiculous mood whiplash against Morion, so yeah, it can happen for a lot of people, but anyway. One thing that I definitely do want to say here, though, is whoever wrote, like, the boss dialogue for, like, those special boss conversations, they should write the next Fire Emblem game's entire story. Because, holy, like, okay. I honestly think that, and yeah, like, so, there's a lot of people who have a lot of, who, let's just say that many people do not like Engage's story at all. It's become kind of the newest punching bag in the fan base. Not even, like, possibly even more to the extent of Fate's. But I think that those boss conversations with corrupted Morion are actually, like, unironically, some of the best writing in the entire Fire Emblem series. Like, whoever wrote those conversations is an absolute genius. And again, they need to write the next Fire Emblem story. And I kind of made a big deal about letting Anna keep her vulnerary, but now I really, really need you to use this vulnerary. I feel like I'm less likely to use Rewarp here. Jean is trading away so many of his items right now. Yeah, see, I feel like he's probably going to Astral Storm now. I just don't know who Astral Storm is hitting. I am an idiot. In what little defense I have, I thought that aggro line was Hyacinth. But they are starting to move in now, at least. Those mages, so I can take them out before they do that to Louis again. Oh, wow, that was stupid. Okay, here we go. Who's he going for?
Tell me, how do you feel about the new Brodian king?
Well, I mean, considering that we've put him back in the ground, pretty good right now, actually.
Once Lord Sombron drank his blood, we had no need of him, but we corrupted him for you. Am I not generous? You can show your gratitude by dying. For Lord Sombron.
So activation skills can trigger on every individual hit of Astral Storm. Thankfully, Hyacinth doesn't have Also, each one has a chance of critting, and again, thankfully, Hyacinth, I'm pretty sure, has a nerfed version of the killer bow that has less crit. Because they probably thought that it would be a bit too cheap if, like, that could just crit you from a distance and just kill someone. But okay, yeah, so now Lyn is not glowing, which means that Hyacinth no longer has Astral Storm ready. He'll get it back eventually. But for now, I've been burned before by rushing people in too far, but, I mean, technically speaking, I think I do have... Oh, I one-shot you. That's fine.
Was that too much?
I think Yunaka should be able to survive a single round with Hyacinth at this point. Because thankfully his ranged attacks are not magic, so... Oh, you're just off one-shotting. I mean... Actually, I can one-shot you with the Armor Slayer. I will have to retreat after this because I don't want to be stuck with this on the enemy phase, especially against Hyacinth himself. Okay, wow, Lapis is doing pretty well. Speaking of pretty well, okay, wow, that's a lot of strength gaining for her. She normally doesn't do this. I'm getting a little bit blessed with Lapis, but then again, I've been pretty stat screwed with some other characters, so I guess it evens out. And speaking of evening out, Clan could actually thunder this Pegasus Knight.
Did you see that?
His HP is definitely starting to concern me, though. Okay, right, so now we just have Hyacinth and the annoying Chain Guarder who supports him. I can probably afford to put Alear on guard against him. Louis has 24 physical defense, and you've got 26. Okay, so you still do a little bit of that. Oh yeah, remember though as well. Manikadi is effective against armored units. It's not like massively effective against them because its might is pretty low, but it's still something to be aware of. I mean, I should probably actually. I'm not gonna probably afford to not engage with him just yet.
I feel wonderful.
So, speaking of engaging, though, with Jean, I can potentially show AoE freeze against Hyacinth and, again, that one little tier deck.
Tough, you know.
Alcris does have a longbow. But I would like to get some chain attackers against Hyacinth. The problem is I also don't want Anna to get hit by a killer bow. Anna has good range on her chain attacks. I don't really think there's much reason for me to just have her completely rush in. That rewarp staff is getting traded around a lot. I'll probably need to take that back soon.
There are so many of him. How is this possible?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 4 of them. And also one of the real one.
He used the emblem to create doubles. Careful. We do not know what they're capable of.
But I do know what they're capable of. Okay, that would have been break if it had hit. But at least you got yourself killed before you could chain guard Hyacinth anymore. But yeah, so this is why I love the Hyacinth boss fight. So these are all, they have the same stats as Hyacinth himself. They only have Manikadis though, and they only have 1 HP. But anybody that Hyacinth attacks, all of his clones will chain attack. Guaranteed, regardless of where his target is on the map. Unless he uses Astral Storm. In that case, they're not going to chain attack because Astral Storm doesn't trigger chain attacks. But still, so you have to kind of eat through these guys to get to Hyacinth. They can't move. They will counterattack you if you, yeah, they will counterattack if you, like, attack them. And depending on, like, the character, depending on who attacks them, these doubles are quite capable of dodge tanking.
I cannot accept this.
Dream well.
Although it's also a little amusing that every single time one of his doubles dies, it gives the same defeat quote as him. Okay, you can't quite get in range. You can't quite get in range. Let's see. Clan. Can I guess? Fire this guy? It's kind of good to take them out from range, but of course, every attack you spend dealing with his doubles is one less attack. Yeah, we know you can't accept this. Is one less attack you spend on Hyacinth himself. And since the doubles can't move, there's really not much of a reason to even try and use freeze on them. Okay, he does have the killer bow equipped right now, so we are in a good position to do a big rush attack against him. So in that case, let's start with Lapis. Oh, actually, that's pretty reasonable. Now you can go to the other side, so I can start getting some chain attacks going. And in fact, speaking of getting chain attacks going, Yunaka's probably better served actually trying to fight Hyacinth himself than killing the doubles. But if I don't kill the doubles, they'll get chain attacks. Again, it's just... I like all of the decisions this boss fight makes you, well, make. However... Oh, actually, though, longbowing you with some chain attacks going, that'd also be quite useful. Like, depending on how things go, I may actually be able to take down Hyacinth this turn. Oh, in fact, I might actually do this just because I need to get Diamant chain attacking.
Me first!
And now Diamant can get in on the action. In fact, it will chip his HP down a little bit, though. But a crit will kill me. In fact, how about now I actually do instead go for the longbow chain shipping?
Here!
Doesn't really matter that Lapis missed there, because all I wanted to do was make sure that Diamant finishes a health bar, so he doesn't have to risk getting... Diamant doesn't even finish a health bar, okay. Well, that was a complete bust. In that case, I might just have him go there and equip the Weapon Sword. I'll engage just in case.
Me, Emblem.
So, I don't want to speak too soon, actually. I'll say that later. Because I have 2 chain attacks on him now. And that means his first health bar is
the one who needed saving.
out. And counter away just in case. Okay, also he's poisoned now, that's good. 46 HP though. So the question is, can I do this with both Louis and... Oh, actually, that's a guaranteed hit. I think I should be able to do this with Louis. Canter Louis away, Amber should finish this. But you can still see, this takes quite a lot of effort to bring down all of his health bars, especially considering his doubles. Also, that broke him from shoving him against another enemy. And that's guaranteed victory, yeah. But just like, I love they somehow managed to make a Martial Master a really climactic boss fight.
I cannot accept this.
Yeah, we already know that.
Please, no more, no more.
What, you're pulling the old Dr. Wily begging on us now? It's a little late for that. Smashed him against his own doubles again, wow. I mean, he kind of deserves it, but still. You know, I had a feeling Lapis would get MVP there. I mean, she leveled up a lot. But that is the end of that chapter. 3 boss fights, all of them pretty scary. Honestly, I actually find Hortensia one of the scarier ones. That Lewin is not to be underestimated. But now it's time to... Well, really, what we should be doing is getting out of here, because according to them, Sombron is already back.
We've won, Hyacinth. It's over.
Get away. Do not come near me!
And now, I avenge my father.
You again, huh?
That spell!
That's the same one that killed Lumera.
It's you! The one who killed my mother.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was finished there.
I'm not being merciful, merely pragmatic. The ritual was a success. The fell dragon will be here in a moment.
He can move once again? That means the sacrifice worked.
Here he comes.
So it's time to meet him. The fell Chad you've all been waiting for.
Lord Sombron!
It seems my powers have returned because of you.
It was an honor, my lord.
And yet, I still hunger for more.
Please, my lord, devour these fools.
Alas, I have a different meal in mind.
Huh?
Only sovereign blood will quell my hunger. You understand. I want your blood. And I will take it.
Oh, good of him to spit the Lin ring out. Would have sucked if we'd had to recover that from inside Sombron. And once again, Hortensia just goes through constant suffering.
King Hyacinth.
I thought he and the Fell Dragon were on the same side.
Well, yeah, but usually when you deal with forces like this, you're first in line to be backstabbed.
Now that was entertaining.
What?
Did you see his face? The shock? The betrayal?
Stop laughing! What's wrong with you?
Is that Vale?
You irritating girl. You had to go and ruin my fun. This is why I detest humans.
No, it can't be. But that's the bandage I used to dress her wound.
I should introduce myself. I am Sombron's daughter, the Fell Princess.
One thing I love about Vale's performance is that Megan Taylor Harvey usually plays sort of cute moe-type characters, and she uses that similar voice for the Vale we've seen so far. Honestly, it's pretty hard to tell that it's the same person as the one using this voice. She sounds so different.
You may call me Vale. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Vale. What do you mean, the Fell Princess? How could you deceive us like this?
Deceive you? We've never even spoken before.
What?
Enough idle chatter, Vale. Take the rings.
As you wish, Father.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the Divine Dragon and their merry band. Fancy running into you here.
It's you again. I know you. You're the wretch who stormed Firenze Castle.
Wretch? Not much of a greeting, that. But I guess the fault is mine for not properly introducing myself. You have my apologies for my man's actions in Firenze. I take responsibility for what he's done. Take comfort in the fact I killed him myself.
What?
As for who I am, my name is Zephyr. I am a mage dragon of great power, and Lord Sombron's humble servant in all things. As for my companions here, they are like family to me. Together, we are known as the Four Hounds.
You tell yourself that. She's a dragon, and the rest of us are humans. Family, she calls us. The name's Gris, and I'm not the prisoner-taking type.
Call me Marnie. I heard we'd be meeting some royalty today, but you look like a bunch of losers to me.
I'm Mavier. The pleasure is all mine. Lady Vale has told us much about you.
I don't care what you call yourselves. You're in our way. Now stand aside! Come on, we can fight our way past them. Everyone, engage with emblems! Huh? The rings!
Something the matter? The Draconic Time Crystal. Of course you had it with you all along. Sorry, but I just had to take it back again. I grabbed it during your little chat with Zephyr. Amazing you didn't notice. You must not be very bright.
Hold on. You used it?
Yes. Now all your rings are here, right where they belong.
Give them back!
6, eh? I have to admit I'm impressed. Father, the emblem rings.
Well done. Now the rings are in my possession. Good. Now to purge them of any trace of divine dragon power. To begin, the Ring of the Hero King.
Marth!
Shine on, Emblem of Beginnings.
Marth? Marth, speak to me, please!
It's no use. My father's spell power is now coursing through the emblem ring. He's no longer the sweet little Marth you knew.
No, please!
Provide for us, Emblem of the Holy War.
Sigurd!
Care for us, Emblem of Echoes. Heal us, Emblem of Dawn.
Celica! Micaiah! Stop it! Just stop!
Free us, Emblem of Genealogy. Rise up, Emblem of Binding.
Leave. Roy! I can't do this without you!
Say goodbye to your beloved emblems. Now they belong to us. Oh, how I wanted these two. Marth and Sigurd. After killing Lumera, I was forced to leave them back there with you. Do you have any idea how irritating that was for me?
Fail!
We must retreat, Divine One!
Oh, so now you want to turn tail and run? We have all your rings and you have nothing. Abandon hope. You will all die.
Give them back! Give them back to me!